Good evening, one and all. Welcome back to West Ham Unofficial. Now, in today's video, we are doing the West Ham versus Crystal Palace preview. That does take place at Selhurst Park tomorrow. I think I'm saying that's Selhurst Park, something like that. 7 people watching. Good evening, everyone. Who've we got in the chat? Good evening, Dad. Think Twice Media's. Good evening. Andy Miles in the chat. Good evening, Jake. How are you? Yeah, I am fine, especially with West Ham's form at the moment. Hi Jake, comment for double show. Yes, tonight, hopefully by about 8 o'clock, we'll have another show coming up. And George as well, good evening to you. But just before we do get into it, could you please see this video here on Canning Town Lane? Canning Town Lane is your best place to buy your custom family portraits that you could buy on the internet. Now here is one he did for me up here, West Ham Unofficial, Jake Cox. It's a great place to buy your custom portraits, but by using the link in the description down below to his websites, you can find all sorts of things, lovely, great things, custom to you, yourself, or family members that you would like to do one for. So you can have animated portraits. He does a lot of stuff. So just as an example here, you can have any background, any image of yourself, and pretty much anything West Ham related, non-West Ham related, Canning Town Lane can do it for you. So I'd advise you clicking the link in the description down below to check out Canning Town Lane, and come on your irons. Make sure to check out Canning Town Lane using the link in the description. But tonight, for the Crystal Palace versus West Ham preview, I'm joined with a regular preview guest, Phil. Good evening. How are you?
Very well, thank you, Jake. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. A couple more comments. Peach is in the house. Good evening, Peach. We'll get on to the score predictions later on in the show, George. So we'll start then. Are you confident? You've got to be confident. Come on, Phil. We're on top of the world, aren't we?
You can't be nothing else but confident, eh? We're, obviously a great win against Doncaster. Unbeaten in the league this year. Everything's coming up roses, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just strange saying that unbeaten in the year, and it's not like we're like 3 days in. We're 25 days into the year. It's just mad. So let's go on to last time outs then. So last time out for Crystal Palace was a 4-0 thumping from Man City. Do you think, Phil, that could give them a slight disadvantage? You know, morale. You know what it's like nowadays. Just the morale dropping after a 4-0 thumping of City.
Yeah, I think with Crystal Palace, they're a bit of a funny one because you don't really know how they're going to turn up. Especially even though it's a 4-0 loss to Manchester City, a lot of people lose big to them anyway. But you know, it's always going to be a tough game when we play them. So I think it can go either way, but I'm still confident about us winning. However, I think this year might be the last year we see Hodgson in charge of them, because I think the time's sort of running out. Their players are getting on now. Players are going to start getting tired. So yeah, that's what I can say.
Yeah, Gio said in his Hammers chat preview that he doesn't like kind of Roy Hodgson and the way they play, and yeah, I kind of agree with him in a way. But Peach is saying yes to you, Phil. Think twice, media. Thank goodness we don't have to play you. That's from a Liverpool perspective. Yeah, that's coming up very soon. We're gonna give you a thumping. Of course you are. Of course we are. So last time out for West Ham, as you hinted on there, 4-0 win. I mean, it's a double of 4-0s today on the last time outs, but come on, that's got to give us a huge morale boost. People say it's only Doncaster, but it's still a good side.
That's right. I mean, we had a pretty strong side when we played Doncaster. We barely got out of second gear. You know, Nicky said it on post-match point the other day. You know, we barely got out of second gear, and we still gave him a good riding. If we really fully turned up, we could have easily gone out there, probably won 8-0, 9-0 even. It was that easy. We were just bossing it.
at the end of the day, we had three of our best and most important players weren't even on the pitch. Ogbonna, Rice, and Antonio. They weren't even on the pitch, and we still did the job. But so we are doing the Crystal Palace preview, so we better get on to that. So do you think where will the game be won or lost for West Ham or for Crystal Palace tomorrow? Do you think?
It'll be. I reckon it'll be probably for us. We'll win it obviously in the attack, and then midfield. I think we got the upper hand on that. They've got good players, but nothing's going to come past our midfield. So yeah, I think if we just pile the balls into the box and just hope for the best.
Yeah.
Really.
Kent has said 1-1, 2-1 tomorrow. When and if Hodgson goes, I think Palace will go down soon after. That's quite interesting. See, we're going to come on to this. Kent has said if we can handle Zaha and Eze, we will be fine. We'll get on to Crystal Palace in a moment. So we'll come on to that now. Then, who do you fear from that Crystal Palace side? I mean, for me, they're a 1 or 2 man side, and it's these 2 men here. Don't you think?
Yeah, well, that's the thing with Wilfred Zaha. He's been dragging that team for however many years now. But I feel like we can. He'll be put in someone's back pocket tomorrow easily. But you can see the quality that the kid has. I'll say kid, he's getting on now. But you know what I mean. He's always been a handful, especially when he comes against us. Eze as well. He's another good player. If we can keep the pair of them quiet, then I think we'll be a comfortable victory.
Yeah. Well, I was going to do my one player. I was going to do my one player watch on Eze, but I couldn't find any real decent stats on him. So obviously, I had to go for the main man. So he's 8th in the Premier League for goals this season. He's scoring so basically 0.50 goals per match. That's 1 every 2 games. He's scoring a goal. 37 shots this season, 13 on target. We hinted on him there, Phil. He's their biggest threat, and he has been for years.
Yeah, without them, they're nothing, really. I mean, stats show. I mean, other than him, try and find who their second biggest threat was, because he basically is pretty much a one-man show. As young and flary as Eze is, he's no match on Zaha.
Nah. Definitely. So we'll come on to West Ham then. So we're pretty solid. Fabianski in goal. Do you think we'll go for our normal back line of Dawson, Ogbonna, Soufal and Creswell?
Yeah, as long as we're all fully fit, that's how it's going to be. Ogbonna got a well-earned rest, as was Soufal and Creswell. So they're just getting proper match fitness for this game.
Definitely.
So yeah.
Yeah, and then we've got Rice and Souček in midfield, no question. And then there's the kind of front four that's been kind of connecting in the last few games. So we've got Bowen out on the right, Fornals out on the left, Ben Rama playing as the number 10 role. And does this man come back into the side tomorrow for you?
Yeah, why not? You've got another nice rest on Saturday, so you probably never won't get him rested for this game because he's going to enjoy this challenge. Because I know they've got some big, strong defenders, but he can outmuscle them easily. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing if Yarmolenko started up front again because he did really good against Doncaster. But yeah, Antonio, I've got no doubt he'll probably start anyway, and maybe even see the youngsters make another appearance.
Yeah, well, I think for me, he's had a well-earned rest, as you said, and he comes straight back in the side. Yarmolenko, credit to him, he had a good game up front, but whether he could do that against a Premier League side, whether that could be in him, perhaps, or as you said, Afolayan or what's his name, Odobeko coming back in. But I think this man. Oh, hello, what have I done there? I do think this man will come back in to the side tomorrow, and it's just so nice to see him kind of firing again, isn't it?
Yeah, it's exactly what we've been missing after he got his injury. Because he was on fire earlier in the season, wasn't he? So he always he always has a couple of games to get up and running again, and I think he's now ready to go firing. got a couple of goals already since he's been back. So I wouldn't put it past him to get another one tomorrow.
No. Well, definitely, because I think he hasn't been firing in all of his massive cylinders, but he's still getting the goal a game from when he's playing in it, and it just shows how he's been kind of the striker has been put into him. But Kent has said Luka Milivojevic is worth a yellow card shout tomorrow. Yeah, and he's their penalty man in it. We have another penalty all season. Could tomorrow be the day? No.
Who knows? Who knows? It'd be a big question to know who's actually going to take it.
See, we'll come on to that. People have been saying, who've we got? Creswell could take it. Who else would you think could take it? I wouldn't let Creswell take it. I don't think he's a free kick man for me.
Yeah, I think most free kick takers, they are better at free kicks than they are at penalties.
Yeah.
I know we had a penalty in the cup, and I think was that Yarmolenko who took it. I can't remember. So if he's on the pitch, then maybe him. Or maybe if someone's who scored 2 goals already and they're on a hat trick, perhaps. No.
Yeah. Well, people have been saying Ben Rama, but people have been also saying, could you imagine like a Lookman kind of he dinks it straight down? He could be one of them players who tries to mess around with it with the short run ups, with the kind of skillfulness with it. I think.
That's one of my pet hates of like football today. Now it's just them. They try and do it all the time. It was good when it was first done back whenever it was, and now and even when it was recreated, it was always like the world's best players did it, and now just average players trying to do it, and they're getting embarrassed, just like Lookman did when he did it with us.
Yeah,
I think you need Julian Dix to come back. Just for penalties.
Just whack it. Kent said Antonio will start 5 days rest to the next game. Don't bet on my 100. I never bet because I lost my money. Very good. So let's move on then. So who do you think? We've talked about it a little bit, but who's the one key player for West Ham that's really going to stand out for you tomorrow?
I can't really pick someone to stand out because it could be any one of them because we've.
Well, it's so good, isn't it? Because we've got a few players. We've got quite a few players because Souček could pop up with a goal. Rice could put in another fantastic performance. Dawson, Ogbonna, attackingly, all of them can put in a fantastic performance. This is what we've got at West Ham at the moment, isn't it?
That's the thing I love about it at the moment. You know, for once, we're not just relying on one player. We've got like I said, we've got so many key players. Any one of them can just come up with a moment of magic. You know, it's like in games recently where we played really well, you know, you try and focus on one player, and as good as they are, we got 1 or 2 others who are twice as good. So it's anyone's game. So I'll just go for a good, solid team performance for us to stand out.
Definitely. And we've got our second Canadian viewer joining Peach is David. Good evening or good morning, whatever it is over in Canada. Hello from Canada. Jake doing a great job. Thank you very much. So Kent's going Oggy for the one standout player. Let's get into predictions, but a few predictions come in already. Let me just get me thingamajiggy up. Come on then, Phil, hit me with your prediction.
I did get the that 1-0 correct the other week, didn't I?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna go for 2-0 to us.
That is really confident for me. I think this has got one, as Kent said, we'll bring it back up in a minute, 1-1 or 2-1 written all over it. But I think we do have enough there with our players to get the win. So for me, 2-1 West Ham. All of the comments are coming in right. So let's scroll back up. We got a prediction from George earlier. 2-0 win. He's going with you, Phil. 2-0 win. So Ken said earlier 1-1 or 2-1. What else are you guys saying? 1-0 Ben Rama. Yeah. He needed to score. We've so wanted him to score against Doncaster, and I think it would give him the world of good. And I think it will give him the absolute world of good. David's going 3-1 Hammers. Listen to Phil's text.
Yeah. That's right.
Very, very good. So I think that's it. Any last thoughts for the game tomorrow then, Phil?
No, just hope we win.
Very good. So make sure you watch out about 8 o'clock tonight. There'll be another video up. We're doing a little kind of youth special with a few youngsters. So make sure you kind of stick around the channel for about 8 o'clock tonight. Oh, Peach has gone 3-0 INC. We've gone all positivity tonight. Phil will come in and predict a loss in a minute, won't he?
5-0 to
3-0.
Palace.
Yeah, 3-0, but that's where we're going to wrap it up. So thank you very much for watching. Check out Canning Town Len in the description down below. Subscribe to West Ham Unofficial, and Phil, come on your irons.
Come on your irons.